not fun anyway. Noise and all. So hello and welcome to domytriesthis. I hope you brought your cuppa. Today's my weird but cute coffee mug with a stitch. A stitch. This is a coffee mug my daughter got for me, and all the stuff, all the usual things. We have our very last tea from the my last Sips by box in here, and that is the Turmeric Chamomile. Oh, now it's interesting. It says Indian superfood. I don't believe in superfoods, but with powerful curcumin. This has turmeric 55%, ashwagandha 20%, chamomile 10%, fennel 10%, cinnamon 2.5%, and black pepper 2.5%. And yes, it adds to 100%. 1% of our revenue is directed towards the education of our farmers' children in India, and that is the Vahdam teas. So let's go ahead and give this a sip. If you've all watched the What's New, you know what that noise is all about. Let's give this a sip, and then we can go ahead and get started. I'm not sure. The tea is very hot. Might be slightly undersugared. But I'm not sure how well this the turmeric and the chamomile are working in this. But it did just start steeping, so hopefully all the flavors will come together and meld, and we will be able to talk about them in about 10 minutes for me, maybe. Because as you all know, I make the look first, then I do my opening, and then I do my closing, and they're all filmed a little bit separately. Anyway, so today we are going to be opening an Oden's Eye mystery box. This box was the, I believe, the $45 one. It's supposed to have a $90 value, and they are no longer available. They were available only to April 1st. However, this is an overseas company, and I know my my American friends, my American subscribers, would like to know if, would be interested in if this is worth getting from overseas. Because it takes some time to get from overseas. It has to, you know, cross the Atlantic. And then it has to go through customs. And then it has to do all the things to actually get to you. And that can take anywhere from 2 weeks to over a month, depending on the shipping. I think this actually came fairly quickly, but not as fast as, say, my Cosmic Brushes stuff. So, anyway, so we're going to open this box. You're going to see the things that we got. We're going to do this look. I'm going to go ahead and take these glasses off. We're going to go ahead and do this look. Hello. And I did bring in another palette. I had to, as you'll see. But we'll do this look, and then we'll talk about it all afterwards. So if you're interested in any of that, Oden's Eye, and wanting to know what I think of the quality of it, is it worth coming overseas, or even just making this look, just keep on watching. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get into this box. I'm so excited. I really am. I'm a little too excited. Okay, so they put everything in one big bundle. And they gave us a pretty card. And on the back, so excited to bring you, oh, I'm not even going to say that. I'm not even supposed to know this. I'm not even supposed to know. We're supposed to be excited. It tells you what's in here. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. We're going to open this up. Very excited for this. Now, as I mentioned, these were... I think they were out. They were done selling these on April 1st. Look, there's a cute little bag. But I figured, even though it's no longer available, I figured what we could do is get in here and we could at least see if the quality is something we like. you know, to see if we want to buy from the future. Oh, well, I can't wear these, Oden, but they're very pretty. And I can't wear them because they're posts. But I think it's very neat that they sent along some earrings. I will give these to my daughter. Well, if I don't keep losing things, why did you come out of the bottom of the bag like that? Okay. Oh, because you weren't even in the bag. You were sitting outside the bag. Okay. So these are very, very pretty. But one, they're not long enough for my hair. And, yeah, it's pink. I don't know if you can see that it's pink. And two, they're posts, and I can't wear posts. So my daughter will get the little bag, and she will get the earrings. And I suspect these are considered part of the value of the bag. I don't know, because there's only 2 items in here. And as I recall, this is supposed to be a $90 value. Hold, please. So I went ahead and picked up the one that dropped. These are going to go to my daughter. I can't wear them. They're posts, and they're not really long enough to show up in my hair. So my hair obscures everything once I fluff it all out. We've all seen that. Anyway, so there are only 2 items in the box. So I'm thinking that these contribute to that value because I got the smaller $45 box, which must be worth $90. And we've got 2 items that I'm pretty sure won't come up to $90, knowing their prices. So I think these earrings are a big part of that cost or that value for them. All right, so let's open the first thing. This is Oden Eye Norn Mesmerizer Spring of Life. And it's wrapped in packaging, so I'm going to take that packaging off. Oh boy, we have to open things. We all know how that works around here. Oh, okay. Well, that made it easier a little bit, sort of. Makes it easier to get in there, if nothing else. It's only around the. It's open on the bottom and the top. The plastic is so. They made it easier for people who can't open things. So here we go. I love that packaging. That is pretty. And it is, and that's a sleeve, and it's mimicked on top of the packaging itself. Oh my goodness. Is this a highlighter? What is this? I'm gonna have to look this up. There. Ooh, soft. Oh, I think it's a highlighter. It's a blue highlighter. Yeah, that's got to be a highlighter. That doesn't have enough pigmentation for much of anything else. There's a lot of shimmery sparkle in that. That is not a very highlighting highlighter, but that's okay. That's okay. So we're going to get to the main part, which is their Hey Reindeer palette. So the thing that I saw on the card is not what was in here. This too has plastic wrapping on it, but their plastic wrapping is all around. Was the reindeer one of the ones I wanted? Explains why the blue highlighter though. Okay. I did want one of their Christmas ones, but I don't think the reindeer was it. I love their art designs, their covers. And of course, the actual palette has the same design. Oh, but I can live with this one. That's pretty. I mean, there's a little bit few more neutrals in there than I would normally like, but a lot of shimmers, and nothing is broken. And there's a diagonal row of stamps. So I'm hoping you can see this. Is it that way? It's this way. I'm hoping you see the little stamps. Reindeers. That's their Oden's eye. That's cool. These are pretty. Let's hope they do better than this highlighter, huh? What do I grab? Let's grab colors that aren't stamped. Although by the end of this, I'll probably have used colors that are stamped. We're going to grab this gold one. These are nice and soft. And that one looks to be a duochrome. Nice. You. Hi. Wow. Okay. I'm a little less irritated. Just a little bit. I don't think that color is going to show up on my skin tone very well. But picked out 4. That's nice. Ooh. And that's the one I've wondered about on my skin tone. Okay, so we've got some hits or misses in there. It's nice to see that the dual multi-chrome isn't black based, so you can actually see the chroming colors. I'm not sure how well it'll work on me. It's not really showing up on my skin. This one really isn't showing up on my skin either. But this is a color that I would use like under my brow. The rest of them look really nice. Ooh, they don't have much stay. They don't have much stay. We all know Dommy's eyes need stay. Let's see. See what we can do. Look at the value of the items. Let's go to Oden's eye. So, my phone is slow. Please ignore that. Oh, they do have a jewelry list. Earrings. So the earrings, find the right ones. Okay, so these are the Jewel Story Pink Heart Stud Earrings. They are worth about $26. Then we'll go into makeup. And the Hay Reindeer is worth about $44. Or I should say it values at $44. And then the highlighter, I think it's a highlighter. Yes, the limited edition. Oh, that's not the one I have. It might come in 2 colors, but this limited edition highlighter, the one that they show that I'm seeing here is in the pink. Sorry for the background noise. Yes, okay. And this one is, I believe, the Spring of Life, right? Yes. So yes, the Spring of Life. So that is $24. So $44 for this, and $24 for this is $68, which is more than the $45 or $40 I spent on it. And then these are another $25. Um, 68, 80. So that does take it over 90. Personally would have preferred to get a lipstick or something else. Jewelry to me is a bit more personal, but because I mean, you know, personal taste. Like I said, with me, my hair and my ears, I can't wear those. But I'm interested in the fact that they did include it. I won't be wearing them. However, we will give these two a try, and we will see how this goes. So I'm going to go ahead and get my face put together. I'm also going to hope that that shuts down, gets quieter in a little bit. Not holding my breath. But anyway, we kind of need it done. I'm allergic to mold, so we're sort of trying to take care of a problem. But like I said, I'm going to go ahead and get my face ready to go, because I'm not ready to go, and then we'll come back and we will try these two. Let me look at this palette just a minute. I may need to supplement this with something. These colors are all pretty mid-range. So, yeah, I may need to supplement this. I think I can use this for most of a look, but I am going to have to use at least one really much deeper shadow. Let me think about this for a minute while I get myself put together. And, yeah, we'll get started in just a minute. A second, a breath, a fraction of a second for you. So the dehumidifier is going to, like, drive us all nuts today. So it has been clicking on and off with this loudness. Maybe we just don't have that much humidity to defy it. I don't know. Anyway, it's annoying. You're annoying. Alrighty, so I did manage to come up with something of a plan, which I've been trying to do a bit more, because I know it can be kind of annoying waiting for me to figure things out, all the extra cuts. I don't know how this one's going to work. We shall see. New brushes. I actually got these for something else and didn't realize that there were quite so many in a single pack. So I ended up keeping one pack for what I wanted, and now I have a pack for down here. They even have some triangular ones in it. Oh, that one's stiff. Are you stiff? You're not stiff. But they have some of those that I like to use in my crease when I'm doing my emphasis. Okay. I suspect these two would not stay stiff once you wash them. Anyway, they're from Oden, my favorite brand. And hopefully I got what I need for this. You know what, I'm going to grab you just in case. Just in case. Alright, so like I was saying, I kind of have a plan. It seems to make things run faster, smoother. So we're going to start with this color Reindeer, this pink down here. We're going to put that under the brow, and then we're going to put the purpley color that kind of disappeared on my skin. This is called Wreath, and we're going to put that over it to just give it some shine. And so let's go ahead and get started with that. This is a kind of color I like under my brow. It is on the lighter end of things. And usually helps when you have that lightness up there. You have some color, but that lightness up there helps to bring out what's on the lid. Particularly if you're like me and have hooded eyes, which are getting more hoodie by the year because, you know, age. That actually came on really pretty. That went on really, really nice. That went on really, really nice. I'm going to use another. This is a slightly stiffer brush. These two are also from Moda. And we're going to go ahead and grab some of this wreath. I'm hoping it'll go on here. It seems to be picking up fairly well on the end of the brush a little bit. Yeah, I can see the sparkle, which is what I want. And I'm going to start up here a little bit and move down. Like that. So it really didn't, it changed the color a little bit. It's less pink, it has more purple on it. But it definitely gave it more shimmer, which is what I wanted. Dehumidifier, you are annoying. As much as we need you here. I'm going to grab a little bit more of that wreath because that darkened thing, I mean that reindeer, because that really darkened things up. And I want to just kind of blend a bit more reindeer in there, get more of that pink in play again. I am one of those weird people that likes layering my shadows. I'm not unhappy with that. Okay. So I'm going to grab the next palette really quickly. I did find a palette to work with. And we're going to be using 3 colors out of this other palette. And that's my Lorella Prideful. I do think this is still available. And we're going to be using the pink and this purple to do what I want to do. And I had a plan and I just lost it. So I'm going to start with this pink. It's going to go on the inner corner. It's not going to go by itself. But we're going to start with this really bright pink. There's a reason for this. There's a reason for this. There's a reason for this. We have bright pink. We have bright pink feathers on the earrings, and I just kind of wanted to have a little bit of that in there. And my shirt is a lavender, so we're putting in the purples. So we're just doing that. Okay, so we are going to splurge just a little bit. Grab our Prideful. And this is Love is Blind. I do believe this palette is still available. I'm not positive about that. I will try to remember to list it down below if it's available. Well, I'll list it down either way and just let you know if it's available and what the price is if it is. How's that? The way I try to do. And we're just going to put this on the inner third. Lorella actually has some really good quality for the price. It is much like Cosmic brushes in that way, in that you wouldn't think with the price that it would be as good as it is. Alright. Okay. Now we're going to go back to our reindeer palette. Going to get the other side wet, since I am not sure how this is going to work out in general. And we are going to put this color, Christmas Ham, over the top of that pink. I did try this on my arm to see how this would work, and it came out very, very pretty. This is coming up kind of flaky though. Just a little bit. Come on. Pick up. Pick up, ma'am. These are very soft. And this is not really picking up the way I'd hoped it would. Okay. Yeah, you can see how it's kind of flaking. That's not what I really wanted, folks. I need it to blend out smooth. There we go. Had to fight it a little bit. We're getting there. We're getting there. Oh, shoosh. Okay, so on my arm, that actually gave that a bit more dimension. It doesn't seem to have done as well on my eye as I had hoped. It brightened it up on my arm, which I do think it did here. But for the rest, not so much. Not going to be mad at it though. We didn't know. Okay, I'm going back to the other side of the brush. I'm going to be using the other end here. And I'm taking this color Candy Canes and putting that in the middle. And it is coming up much better than the Christmas ham did. So I'm not quite sure what the Christmas ham is compared to the Candy Canes. The Candy Canes has a much firmer feel to it. I'm going to put that across the lid. Candy Canes, which seems to have a bit of a gold flip. I am brushing it a bit into that pink. And going across. I think I brought that pink too far out. We're going across very carefully. Yeah, I definitely went too far out with that pink. It's okay. Life happens. As do dehumidifiers. That almost doesn't show up for you guys. I can see it. Is this supposed to be a topper? I'm not seeing it very well in the camera. Oh, I'm so disappointed. But I am working with a new brand and I don't know much about these particular shadows. So we're playing with them the way we would normally play with them, right? I don't know what to say. I don't know what to think. I'm going to move on. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, so now I'm going to grab this color Greetings. I'm going to put that on the outer corner. This is our matte, and it's sort of a mauve-y brown. Be amazed, I'm using a brown. But it has about the color tone I want. Oh, this brush is soft. Pay attention to the shadow, Dommy. But this brush is soft. That went in nicely. That went on very well. I'm not unhappy with that. In fact, the way it is mixing with that lighter color we put in the middle, I probably could have just put that lighter color over this and gotten a really nice mixture. That's not horrible. It looks washed out in my camera to you guys, but I suspect that's more because of my wonderful lights here. All right, getting back into the prideful. Getting back into the prideful. Shh. Getting a round brush. Grabbing some of this light purple community, and I'm going to put that for my point. Shh. Oh, I'm so easily annoyed. I'm so sorry. Kind of glad I picked up these brushes. The new brushes that I was using. This is an older brush, but it's getting time for me to wash things. And if you all listened to what I had to say when I did our last It's New, you know, the time just kind of went, never mind. The whole week went, never mind. You're not doing shit this weekend. You're going to be miserable. Oh, I like the way that's interacting with and bringing out those pinks. That's pretty. Again, this is a little bit of a lighter, colorful look for me. We're going a bit pastel-y, other than this bright neon thing here. As everybody who's allergic to color or afraid of color or not sure about color goes, pastel-y? Ma'am. That pink is not pastel. All right, we're going to try this pointy brush and get this darker purple together and use that to define our crease and all that stuff that we do with that. This sucker is soft. So one thing about the Moda brushes, I really wish they had some of the stiffer versions like Luxie. Most of their brushes, though, are very soft. So to get the Luxie brushes, or a Luxie firmness on one of the small brushes, they're small shaders, I have to actually get Luxie brushes because it's the one thing that Moda does not have. All right, so we're going to go there. Going about a third of the way down into that pink and then going out. Now, the one thing about doing a mixture like that is once my eyes start to fall apart, it is much harder to repair. These are not as good as the counterculture, I think that's what they were called, triangular brushes. But these are flat, whereas those were fluffier, I think. So, got that color in. So we're going to take a fluffy brush, another fluffy brush, and we are going to buff out this line a bit. We want to buff all that out. And I'm not trying to go too far up. I don't want it to cover up too much of the purple, the lighter purple or the color that I put up in here. I just want that line to be less stark up top. And I'm trying not to mess with the lid too much. We are just trying to get that. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a little bit more of that light purple and just go over that upper edge a bit, just a bit, and go down into the corner just to get that all blended and make sure all my colors are showing the way I want them to show. I got a big chunk of stuff here. Taking a look and making sure I have nothing flaking off the eye. All right. It's a little different. This is a bit brighter than I expected it to land compared to what was done on my arm. But we'll finish it all out because we all know I look at these things when they're half done like this and the rest of my face isn't done around it and I go, I don't get it. It's not working. So I'm going to go and finish the rest of my face and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Alrighty, so this is our look. I did make a significant change. I will have to tell you what that is. It may not show up quite as much in the look, I hope. But here is the look. Alright, so some things. First of all, before we actually talk about the products. One of the issues you have when you blend eyeshadow shades, if you have a problem that I have on my inner corner, and I really should remember this and not blend inner corner shades, but if you do that, it becomes harder to repair it later, and there probably were holes in there. I did try to take care of that, but yeah, they're already back. They're already back. Anyway, but what I ended up having to do I'm brushing this all back into place, which, if I hadn't done what I did, I couldn't do. We still have issues in there, but here, it looks a little better. A little better. There you go. You can see that a little better. Okay. It's an issue that I really have no idea where it came from, and I don't know why I get it. Because I didn't used to have it, and now it hates makeup. So, anyway, so what did I do? One of the things I noticed pretty much almost right away when things started falling apart is trying to figure out a way to get that melding I had from the Oden's Eye, from that color, Christmas Ham, that light color. It was struggling. Now, that's not something I typically would hold against a palette, and in this case, I can't hold it against this palette because the base was the pink from the Lorella Prideful palette rather than this being the bottom base. And I did not apply any glitter glue to try to help combat that. So, which is something I should have remembered to do. Plain and simple. Should have remembered to do that. However, in this case, I do kind of blame it on the palette because of all the shades in the palette that I played with today. That one is so flaky. Just, it flakes. And it didn't get on a brush, and it wouldn't get on the sponge tip very well. And I had noticed that it was very light when I tried it on my arm to figure out if it was a shade that I wanted to use. But I just figured once I used the sponge tip and built it up, it should be fine. No. It pretty much gave me what I had on my arm, which was something that was less opaque than I wanted. It was more transparent. So what I ended up doing is taking a Moira Star Show. This is in the color Checkmate. And it is already a very light pink. Very light. But it was too light by itself, so I went ahead and applied the Prideful over it. And I do like the way that color came out. And because I used the Moira as the base to repair all that, and then put the Prideful over it, as you saw, it is much easier for me to repair by itself without having to bring in those two colors again. So that was really, that was the one major change I did. I tried to use Slay followed by Eggnog under the eyes to add some more brightness, because even though I love the color story the way it came up here, I felt the eyes needed something more bright. And Slay did really well, but Eggnog really didn't. So I ended up having to take a yellow from the Prideful and adding that in, and I don't really like the way that actually blended together and came out, but it did brighten up the shade, and it seemed to help a little bit with it being actually present under my eyes. And then I finished out the outer corner with a shimmer purple from the Prideful. Alright, so that's what I did for my eyes. Let's talk about this stuff in the box in general. First of all, as I mentioned when we were doing opening things, I would really have much rather have had a makeup item than earrings. Earrings to me are something, they really had a high chance of people not liking these, because earrings are very, very personal. It's one thing to get, you know you're getting a colorful palette from this mystery box, and I didn't realize there was supposed to be a jewelry item in there, and I don't recall them advertising that there was going to be a jewelry item in there, which is fine. They have a whole section of jewelry items. But honestly, I think this was more likely to be a miss for people than a hit. And for me, it was definitely a miss. Even if the earrings would actually show up in my hair, the posts alone are a problem for me. And that's another thing. You have to be, some people cannot even wear hypoallergenic steel. They have to wear gold post or something like that. So by sending earrings, they're taking a much bigger risk that it's going to be something that people are not going to be, not going to like or can use. And to me, that devalues the box. So that brought the box volume down to, what did we say it was? About 86 when we did all that. And I mean, it's still close to 90, but I really wish they hadn't done this. I really would have much rather have, I don't know, a blush, or, well, maybe not even a blush, a lipstick. A lipstick would have been nice. Something like that would have been really, really nice. So I'm really not impressed with the jewelry at all, obviously. The highlighter, let's talk about this highlighter. I don't know if I like this. I know it in particular doesn't go with the look, and I probably could throw one of my beautiful lavenders over it and it would probably work better. But this highlighter doesn't have much highlighting to it. I had to really work to build it up, for one. And for me, the color, I'm not sure how I feel about the color. So this was also a miss for me. Now, I have another project that I kind of started that I eventually want to share with you. But I have to practice with it for a bit before I feel comfortable sharing. I need to get... I need to recover some skill and some stuff before I can share it with you. And I would normally save something like this now for that particular project thing that I'm doing. However, this doesn't even really come up very well. So this is also going to go to my daughter. I'm sure she can find a use for it. The color to me is just not, it's not something I'm interested in anyway. And but I could see cosplayers wanting something like this if it actually had a bit more, if you actually could apply it without having to keep building it up, which is what I had to do. So not impressed with this. So out of the $86 that's left, we just yeeted 25 of it. So I am now down to, that doesn't even make sense. So it must have been $68. So we just yeeted $25. Regardless, we have about about how much I spent to get the box, which was on this palette. I have mixed feelings on this. I do like the way this look came out, honestly. I really do. I like the way the brightness in the middle actually ended up showing up really nicely with this look. My hair is having its own deal right now. I like the brightness, the way the brightness in the middle kind of shows up, at least when I'm looking at it. Hopefully you guys can see it too. But I had to use colors from other palettes to get this to work for me. And one of the shades, like I said, this one is so flaky. I'm hesitant to really tip this up anymore. This one is so flaky, I can't get it on anything except a finger. And even with using a finger, which I don't like to do with my makeup, when I swatched it, it came out very transparent almost. Now, maybe that was supposed to make it a topper, but when I tried to use it as a topper, it didn't quite work out that way now, did it? And then this color is so pretty, and I got next to nothing when I used it. I'm gonna play around with this a little bit more. However, all that said, I don't think I'll be ordering from Oden's Eye again. These are supposedly, some of their most recent palettes. These are from their holiday collection. And as far as I know, they have not announced a new formula since then. And so these are supposedly the best formula they have, right? And I'm not impressed. This was not worth a 3 to 4 week wait for me. I ordered them before I ordered them when they came out. So that was about a month ago. And it shipped in a somewhat timely manner, but then there's all the overseas time, there's the time and just all the stuff. So is this worth it to me to continue to buy from overseas? No. Even if I eventually come to the point where I can say, okay, I enjoy this, the majority of this palette, there's a couple of shades that are iffy, but you know, that's how it is with most makeup brands. They'll have a couple of shades that are iffy. Even if I can get to that point with this particular palette, I won't be ordering from them again. I don't think it's worth it, the time, and Cosmic Brushes is better. Their pigmentation is better. I think this pigmentation just, I do like the way that the blushy brown came out on my lid, on the outer part. But like I said, I just don't think, this just doesn't live up to my top 5, really. And I would put this fairly close, maybe just a hair above ColourPop in terms of pigmentation right now, after having used it, only a few shades from it. And I know some people just absolutely adore this brand, but there's better. There's better out there. And $45? No, I'm not impressed. So that's my opinion. And like I said, I know there are lots of people who absolutely adore this brand. That's fine. We're all allowed to have different opinions about the brands that we buy, and we're all allowed to have different opinions about the brands that we buy and that we like and that we dislike. I mean, some people may just absolutely despise Nomad, and they're in my top 5. So, some people adore Pat McGrath. My Pat McGrath experience wasn't very good. I would never buy from her again. There was no pigmentation there. So it really just, there's another one. There's another really high-end brand that I tried. And on that one, I tried to give some leeway, and it was all the purples in the palette that just kind of went into, you know, melted into my skin tone. So it didn't really show up. But again, you're looking at pigmentation. And if you're only making it so that it's pigmented on light-skinned girls, I'm not even that dark. So, yeah, I'm just gonna go with no. There's a few brands that other people adore that I won't buy from anymore. And Oden's Eye has just become one of them. And for them, a lot of it, if they were here in the U.S., I might buy from them again just to try out some other things and see if it was just this palette. But since they're overseas and we're talking about a lot of time and extra on the shipping because they're coming from overseas, yeah, no, no. Just no. We're just gonna go with no. So that's my opinion on it. And if you love them, I'm sorry. But for me, they just don't work. Anyway, so that is it for the day. We've gotten me ready so I can go ahead and do a much, you've already seen it, but it's a way too late. It's new again. You've already seen it, hopefully. If you haven't, you can go ahead and take a look. So we've gotten me ready to film that It's New, and I'm going to go ahead and order dinner for us and go ahead and do that filming. And that's it. We're done. We're done for today. In the meantime, if you've liked what you've seen, I hope that you will go ahead and like and subscribe and share the video and comment down below. Let me know what you think. Have you tried Oden's Eye before? Was it as good or different? Was it better than this particular palette? Do you have an opinion on their holiday palette versus their regular palettes, how those go? I'm really kind of sad because I adore their artwork, and 90% of the time they really get me with their artwork. And they have some good color stories, but it's not worth it to me if it doesn't have pigmentation that works on my skin tone. That's what it comes down to. So just let me know anything like that down below, or you can just give me a purple heart. I'd love just a purple heart. And in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and sip our tea, since I've babbled for about 20 minutes. I babble well. And we're going to go ahead and sip our tea and get on our way. So, alrighty, tea. It's still hot. It's still really hot. But that's no surprise, right? There is something in there that's weird. It's like, I kind of like it, but there's just something in there that's just really, it might be the fennel. I actually, yeah, it's probably the fennel, giving more of a licorice feel to the sip. And I'm not into the whole licorice, black licorice kind of flavor. So I bet you that's what I'm picking up on that I'm not liking. Anyway, I love my girls. I love my dragonettes. Hope you have a good one.